Hi Scott. Buderus GB142 issue. No hot water. Message says P01 and then H7. Telling me to fill the system. How do I do that?
Welcome to Just Answer. My name is I will do my best to help you with your issue. If my initial response doesn't answer your question, then let me know and we can continue our conversation. The typical system has a feed valve, see attached pic for typical, that controls the water pressure let into the system. Either yours is malfunctioning, it should maintain a minimum of 12 pounds per square inch, or you have antifreeze in the system, or your boiler's pressure sensor is defective. First, check the gauge to verify that the pressure is indeed near zero. If it is, and you're sure you don't have antifreeze in the system, then I need to KW what you have for a feed valve. There's a chance you can put it on bypass/fast fill to bump up the pressure until you can get it replaced. If it's not identical to the one in the pic, then I need the brand and model of your feeder. They all look pretty much the same, or I need picture of it.
I will go check the gauge and feeder that is the exact feeder I have, by watts, but I could not figure out how to check the pressure. How do I do that? I did not see a gauge anywhere.
You should have a gauge on the system if it was installed properly. If not, then you'll need to get a test gauge that screws onto one of the hose drains/faucets.
Would it be part of the wall-hung unit? Or external to the unit?
With these boilers, the gauge is often on the piping near the boiler. You could risk bumping up the pressure without a gauge, but you could wind up with too much pressure on the system. Then the relief valve could discharge.
I will look again. Back in a few.
Okay.
Found it. Pressure on gauge is 0.
Okay. First, make sure any manual shutoff valves on the cold water feed line into the boiler are open. I'm assuming no antifreeze in system. Then flip the lever on top of your feeder straight up. You should hear water running into the boiler. Then watch the gauge and flip the lever back down when it gets to 15 pounds per square inch.
Deal. Thank you. I will give it a try. How long might it take? Would the cold water feed line normally be open?
You're welcome. No way to know. Maybe a few minutes. Once the pressure is up, the boiler should fire if nothing else is wrong. You should get the feeder replaced at your earliest convenience, assuming the valves were open. Cold water feed is always open unless the system is full of antifreeze.
Excellent. On way to begin the feeder opening. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Rick, as soon as I flipped up the lever on the feeder, the pressure immediately went up to 20 and the boiler fired up and the error codes went away. What do you make of that, and what should I have looked at, replaced?
Sometimes it takes very little water to restore the pressure. 20 pounds per square inch with a cold boiler is a bit high, so watch the gauge to be sure it doesn't approach 30 before the burner shuts down on high limit, ~180 to 190. If the pressure gets too high, just drain a little water out one of the hose drains/faucets. The feeder probably needs to be replaced, since it should never have let the pressure drop below 12 to 15 pounds per square inch.
Thank you. Will do. Have a great night and weekend.
Thanks for using JustAnswer.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert, now visit justanswer.com/YTHI.